all in her large, transparent eyes. They were exquisite. Even though her body was small, she didn't have a baby face at all. That realization surprised him, and a shudder ran down his spine. He cleared his throat. Is something wrong? He could only manage a strange, flustered response. We've been failing because you haven't been working hard enough. You're really a bad dog, you mutt. Aisaka heaved her shoulders and huffed in over-dramatic exasperation. She lowered a contemptuous stare. Somehow it seemed she had regained her spirit and, well, what could you do? She's really irritating. What a bizarre person, Ryuji thought. But right now, Aisaka was faintly smiling, so... For now, he decided he would shut up and forgive her. It wasn't a big deal. Their homes were slightly apart from each other, but they still shared the same route home. Up ahead, Aisaka stopped just in front of the school gate. From there, the athletic fields were visible from between the gaps in the hedges. What is it? It's the softball club. Minarine is there. Minori was running energetically in the twilight where Aisaka pointed. In Ryuji's eyes, a spotlight suddenly shone down right on her and only her. But he understood. Aisaka's gaze didn't follow the place she indicated with her pointing finger. Instead, her gaze was focused over on the boys' division as they stretched. She had taken note of Kitamura in the middle of the group, and his undyed black hair. Aisaka stood quietly still, right where she was. The orange sunset outlined the silhouette of her profile with gold. Even though a slightly chilly breeze blew, Aisaka's back did not budge. It seemed that, somehow, she really truly did like Kitamura Yusaku. Hey, come to think of it, I haven't asked you, but why Kitamura? Aisaka turned at the sudden question, but didn't answer. She just blinked and stared back into Ryuji's face with her transparent eyes, colorless in the sunlight. Then, I'm going home first, so why don't you stay here for a little while? It seemed like a dodge, but it was enough for Ryuji, because he was trying to figure out why he'd just asked the question. What do you mean you're going home first? He said. You want to ogle at Minarine some more with that gross look in your eyes. You can watch her, but you shouldn't expect anything ridiculous like you being with her anytime soon. I know she's beautiful. I completely understand why you chose Minarine. I'm not so cruel as that. Oh, and come at 8 o'clock to make dinner. Well then, see ya. See ya, she says. No, it was the part about dinner. That was the real kicker. No, it was the see ya. She left him no room for questions. She turned her back to him and started walking off by herself. Then, immediately, what? She turned on the klutz power at full blast. She reached slightly uneven ground and tumbled over. Everything in the bag she was carrying flew out. Like a child, she was defenseless. Ugh, what is wrong with you? Sighing, Ryuji ran to her. He helped Aisaka up, while she shouted things like, "You're nosy," and "Leave it!" Then he put the bag in her small hand and brushed off the dirt that had gotten on her skirt. That's when he noticed them. There were scars all over her defenseless kneecaps. She must have fallen countless times, over and over again, while no one was looking. How can I leave someone like that by herself? He sighed again. Then he raised his head and looked at Aisaka straight in the face. How are we going to do dinner? I get to eat some too, right? And I get to bring some home for my mom? Oh, and your house's fridge is completely empty. I can't make anything with just that, so we've got to stop by a supermarket. You'd better be paying for all the ingredients. Oh, also, to assault that kitchen, we'll need to buy mold killer and bleach. Guess there's nothing for it, he thought. If Aisaka told him to do something, he couldn't turn her down. He understood well enough after that day and the day before. At any rate, she was stubborn and pushy and unfair and self-centered, and her threats were nothing to laugh at. And once she decided on something, she would definitely do it. Because of that, she was someone to seriously watch out for. Because of that, he couldn't leave her alone. There was no helping it. Not to mention the fact that the Aisaka's kitchen island was so dirty, he couldn't even dream of looking away. 5. Hey, move your head. I can't see the TV. The head, blocking half of Ryuji's vision, didn't even turn. All that he got in return was monotone backtalk. Shut up, you can just watch from the side. Excuse me? This is my house's TV. If you're gonna say stuff like that, just go back home. It's right outside the window. Don't ignore me! He shouted at her. And finally, Aisaka showed him a glimpse of the side of her face. From under her long eyelashes, the curved surface of her eye held a misty sheen. I'm watching TV. Can't you be quiet for a little while? It's things like this that make me wonder if you're even housebroken, mutt. He gave her a cold glare. Phew. These were always the kinds of moments that made concerns about that dreaded two-word phrase, neighborhood nuisance, disappear from Ryuji's mind. He leaned forward on the dining table and attempted to prod at the self-appointed head of the house, who had planted herself right in front of his TV. But then... Ryu-chan! Don't be so loud! He was gently rebuked by Yasuko, who appeared from behind the sliding door, which opened with a rattle. You know, yesterday I got in trouble with the landlady. She said that we've always been a noisy family, but lately we've been especially loud. Well, it was because this... Ah! You're naked! At Ryuji's voice, even Aisaka turned around with surprise on her face. Inside her birdcage, even Inko-chan made a face as she looked at Yasuko, as though gasping in surprise. All three gazes pierced into Yasuko's white skin. But she was perfectly calm. Am not. That's just how this outfit's made to look. And I'm going to wear this on top. She bent down in her string-style dress, which was way more skin than string. In her hand was some kind of ridiculous fluffy jacket, sporting a faux leopard fur print. That outfit is way over the line. It's cute, right? Taiga-chan, what do you think? Yasuko swung the hem of her skirt around. Aisaka looked at it with an unchanging expression. For some reason or other, Ryuji held his breath. Look there. Aisaka's small hand swiftly pointed at the center of Yasuko's rear. Your underwear's showing. Ah, you're right. But without missing a beat, Inko-chan shouted, But that's the good part. She didn't even hesitate. How stupid. Who would listen to a bird? Ryuji knitted his brows as, before his eyes, his very own mother's face lit up. She was completely eating it up. Still holding onto the hem of her skirt, Yasuko made a full twirl with her panties completely showing. Then I guess this'll do. I'm off to work.